My professor doesn't believe in laser pointers, so he uses a fishing pole with a foam finger attached, and I can't contain myself during lecture. What the fuck? Citing Wikipedia as my source. Citing Wikipedia's sources as my source. College in a tweet. I sit in class for attendance, then I go home and teach myself. When someone insults you by saying that you have IQ of room temperature. Laughs in Kelvin. Physics. Astrophysics. Astronomy. Astrology. Guy who said the joke. Guy who said the same joke, but louder. Before we work on artificial intelligence, why don't we do something about natural stupidity? Math test. Bob has 36 candy bars. He eats 29. What does he have now? Diabetes. Bob has diabetes. Please do not move coffee machine. It will change settings. Engineers. Please do not observe coffee machine. It will change quantum states. Physicists. We are alone in the universe. We are not alone in the universe. Algae, which produce 60% of oxygen. Trees, getting all the credit. Science. Engineering. Ancient Roman engineer. What the fuck is calculus? Anyway, gonna build a 70-mile long aqueduct. Modern engineer. AutoCAD crashed again. The teacher explaining the class subject. Explaining the homework. Talking about his divorce 10 years ago. How to pray before physics exam. Two scientists walk into a bar. I will have an H2O. I will have an H2O too. The bartender gives them both water because he is able to distinguish the boundary tones that dictate the grammatical function of homonyms in coda position as well as pragmatic context. Soda. Carbonated water. Dilute carbonic acid. Physics teacher. You have a lot of potential. You should use it. Me realizing we are standing at the top of a building. Astronomers in the past naming planets after gods. Astronomers now. Engineers according to most other majors. Engineers according to math and physics majors. Other fields of science. Here is what we found out so far. Can't be sure if it's 100% correct though. Psychology. Here are 20 theories that might all be true. Pick one. Really bad joke of the week. Two chemists walk into a bar. Chemist 1. I will have H2O please. Chemist 2. I will have water also. Chemist 1 walks away frustrated as his assassination attempt failed. Twinkle twinkle little star. Star whose radius is 107,280 kilometers. 1 gram. 15 grams. Why don't they make bulletproof vests out of diamond if it is the hardest metal, because it's too heavy? 1 gram of diamond weighs something like 15 grams. Artist skips biology. Client. Can you make my arm a skeleton? Artist. Say no more. Aliens watching women from Earth winning Miss Universe for 71 times in a row. If you're right-brained, you'll see a dog. If you're left-brained, you'll see a giraffe. Everyone at Schrodinger's funeral looking at his coffin. Officer, I'm telling you, speed is relative. Pavlov. The dogs salivate when I ring a bell. Me. Weird. Why? Pavlov. They connect two unrelated events due to repeated conditioning. Me. Ha ha, stupid animals. Pavlov. The experiment took 69 days. Me. Nice. You should stop drinking water and start drinking alcohol when solving chemistry problems, because water decreases concentration and alcohol is a solution. Imagine you discovered the ability to time travel. You go 30 years into the future expecting to meet your future self, only to discover that you've been missing for 30 years. 63 Earths can fit inside Uranus. One day, I will be mature enough to read this without laughing. When you're in biology and read hemoglobin instead of hemoglobin, you're given a complicated math problem. Things start to cancel out. Your answer is a whole number. Your answer is one of the options. Yes, I found cure to cancer. Go through the door. I forgot what I was thinking. Doctors will be like, go and buy this, and the pharmacist will give it to you. You have to count from 1 to 10, including real numbers. Welcome to organic chemistry, where questions like, where do you keep your chloroform, are no longer suspicious. Big Pharma's first Adderall meeting, meth, but for children. Einstein didn't fail math class. People only made that up to feel better about themselves. I have to go make a call. Sir, have you mixed anything with water? Student, no sir. Sir, have you mixed anything with water? Student, nah sir. Mars, come over. NASA, can't. Severely underfunded. Mars, I'm wet. NASA, when your equation with 15 terms starts canceling and combining. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. When you accidentally drink acid, but immediately also drink alkali to neutralize it. Chemist. Someone doesn't know the difference between weight and mass. You think so? Explain why I'm wrong then, or you risk a ban. Mass is the amount of matter or substance that makes up an object. It is measured in units called kilograms, which can be abbreviated kg, weight. The amount or quantity of heaviness or mass. I'm far from being wrong here. Your turn. The Earth is flat. The Earth is round. The whole universe is flat. Do you agree? Earth with you. Earth without you. Carnivores. I only eat meat. Herbivores. I only eat plants. Omnivores. Food is food. Jupiter. High on caffeine. Sleep deprived. And doing its best to take care of 79 moons. Temperature. Drops below zero. Celsius users. Fahrenheit users. Kelvin users. Me handling diluted chemicals in 8th grade chemistry. Astronauts visiting unknown planets for first time in alien movies. Scientist. My invention can create matter in all 3 forms. Gas, liquid, and solid. My asshole. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself. Saying oops as a teacher. Saying oops as a surgeon. Saying oops as a nuclear physicist. My concerned friend. Food won't fill that void in your heart. Me, a person of science. When you say something sciencey, expectations, reality. If you ever feel forgotten, just remember that Uranus has 5 major moons. Chemistry, physics, biology, psychology. If you break the laws of man, you go to prison. If you break the laws of God, you go to hell. If you break the laws of physics, you go to Sweden and get a Nobel Prize. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. I can't even hope to begin to comprehend the wonders of the universe within my lifetime. In a world full of Kardashians, be a Curie. In a world full of Edisons, be a Tesla. Rich guy, money doesn't matter. Beautiful lady, beauty doesn't matter. Physicists, friction, air resistance, shape of mass of rope, mass of pulley doesn't matter. Discovering a new species as a biologist, scuba diver, astronaut. Physics students finding out that the laws of physics stop when operating at a very small level. You have freed us. Quantum physics. Oh, I wouldn't say freed, more like under new management. Plague is raging in Europe. Newton. Haha, colors. Every stock image of chemical reactions is just glassware filled with colored water and dry ice. Babe, please don't cut my funding. Particle physicists. Grow up, man-child. Do you have any history of mental illness in your family? I have an uncle who does string theory. Explain wormholes without paper and a pencil. I'd like to major in physics, specializing in theoretical physics. How original. And string theory. Daring today, aren't we? When you spend 5 hours to find an analytic solution for an equation, but then it turns out it doesn't have one. Physics exists. Goats. Doctor. What happens after we die? We clean the bed and admit a new patient. Reporter. What is it like to be a famous mathematician? Mathematicians. In maths, fame means every century. Someone will look your name up in an obscure book. I'll study at 6 p.m. I'll study at 7 p.m. I prefer to study during the night. I'll just get up early tomorrow and study. Scientist. My discoveries are useless if taken out of context. Media. Scientists claim their discoveries are useless. End of the world, place your bets. Earthquake, 5%. Meteor, 2%. Plague, 8%. Human stupidity, 85%. I love democracy. Designers, look, we have similar ideas. No, you stole my idea. Programmers, man, I stole your code. It's not my code. Carbon fiber being a fraction of the weight of steel and multiple times stronger. In one direction. According to the law of infinite probability, one day this should occur. This is the guy from my maths book, who buys 50 pineapples for no reason. Sir, what's the difference between a diameter and a radius? A radius. Sir, when you make almost as much oxygen as trees, but nobody shows you love. Sad algae noises. The geometry is too complicated to explain here, but cutting a sandwich diagonally gives you more sandwich. When the code is an absolute mess, but it works. When you fill an almost empty shampoo bottle with water to make more shampoo. Chemist. If you break the laws of man, you go to prison. If you break the laws of God, you go to hell. If you break the laws of physics, you go to Sweden and get a Nobel Prize. Mathematicians. Invent some new math. Physicists. Our math. How good you are in mathematics. Me. Physics. Physics if Isaac Newton slept under a coconut tree. Using a ton as a unit of mass. Using megagram instead. Science teacher. There are 118 elements. Me who watched Avatar, The Last Airbender, and knows there are only 4 elements. Water. Dihydrogen monoxide. When soap cleans 99.99% of germs, so you mix it with another soap to make it 199.98%. Science. My blanket when I try to find the long side. Pinocchio would be a great tool for science since his nose grows every time he makes a wrong statement. Therefore, he can test any hypothesis. When you start learning math discovered later than 1800. Oh, Neptune. Mutations in science fiction. Mutations in real life. The world if people encouraged scientists rather than worshipping celebrities. Engineer in 1969. Sends a rocket to the moon using a slide rule. Engineer now. Checks 2 + 2 on a calculator during an exam. When the professor is passionate about teaching and you genuinely understand and enjoy the class. Nobody. Physicists every 100 years. Please ignore all my theories up to this point. Getting a unit named after you. Winning a Nobel Prize.